Hi everyone. It's crazy time. A lot of changes going on in this world. I know one of the neat things on Facebook, and the seniors, or especially high school seniors, are sad because it doesn't look like they're going to have some sort of regular graduation. And people have posted pictures, Josh, of their graduation pictures in honor of the seniors of class of 2020. It's amazing to see how people change from when they graduated. I'm not posting mine because I look like the Napoleon Dynamite in my high school picture. If you don't know who that is, look it up, because I was the spitting image of him with the poofy hair and the glasses and skinny and goofy and all of that stuff. And then with this coronavirus thing and the pandemic, every day there's changes, and you really don't know what to believe. And change causes stress. Change can cause you to be uptight. And so this week we want to talk about something that doesn't change, and that's what God thinks of us in Christ.
Yeah, and that kind of reminds me of a poem. I want to share it with you guys. It says this, it says, "I live my life according to these beliefs. God does not exist. It is foolish to think that there is an all-knowing God with a cosmic plan, that an all-powerful God brings purpose to the pain and suffering of the world. It is a comforting thought, however. It is only wishful thinking. People can do as they please without eternal consequences. The idea that I am deserving of hell because of my sin is a lie, meant to make me a slave to those in power. The more you have, the happier you will be. Our existence has no grand meaning or purpose in a world with no God. In a world with no God, there is freedom to be who I want to be. But with God, life is an endless cycle of guilt and shame. Without God, everything is fine. It is ridiculous to think I am lost and in need of saving." But the neat thing is if you flip it around, it reads like this. It says, "I am lost and in need of saving. It is ridiculous to think that everything is fine without God. Life is an endless cycle of guilt and shame. But with God, there is freedom to be who I want to be. In a world with no God, our existence has no grand meaning or purpose. The more you have, the happier you will be," is a lie meant to make you a slave to those in power. Because of sin, I am deserving of hell. The idea that people can do as they please without eternal consequences is only wishful thinking. It is only wishful thinking. It is comforting thought, however, that an all-powerful God brings purpose to the pain and suffering in the world, that there is an all-knowing God with a cosmic plan. It's just foolish to think that God does not exist. I live my life according to these beliefs. And so if you notice as you read that poem, the words didn't change, it's just how we looked at the words is what changed. And so that's what we're going to do this week as well. As we look at Ephesians chapter 1, verses 1 through 14, we're going to look at how God views us. And so we got a little bit of homework for you. We want you to, as you read Ephesians 1, we want you to look at who God calls you and the things that he thinks of you, and write those things down. And then I forget the second.
And then we're going to look at how many times you read the first 14 verses and just list what God says, what God thinks of us in Christ, who God says we are. And then let's go through them, Josh, and circle and count how many times in those 14 verses the phrase "in Christ" or "in Him" or "through Christ" appears. I think you'll be amazed at learning how God views us in Christ. There's a lot of misconceptions out there about who God is and what God thinks of us. And the one thing that never changes is how God sees us in Christ. And I think that will give you hope this Sunday.
Yeah, and we hope that you'll join us for worship on Sunday on Facebook, on YouTube, and on our website. We'll start around 9:15 with some worship songs, and we'll have the sermon and then a communion thought. So we'll see you then.
See you Sunday. Stay safe.